Namaskar, dear devotees and friends. At the outset, I'd like to congratulate you, and because it's a very auspicious day today, and today is the Mahalaya, the Devi Paksha begins, and all Hindus they believe that this is a very auspicious time when everything becomes all right and all the bad influences go away, all good influence come, and that good energy that comes to the all human life. Let everybody be happy, healthy everywhere. With this prayer, let us begin our study of the Panchama Veda, the Gospel of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. As usual, let us chant this mantra. Tabo kathamritam tapta jivanam kabibhirilitam kalmashapaham Shravanamangalam Srimadatam Bhubi Grinanti E Bhurida Janaha. This, we were discussing that the Master and the Dr. Sharkar and all devotees, they assembled and they were discussing, and Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said, one cannot attain divine knowledge till one gets rid of pride. The last time we discussed it, the pride is the barrier. Otherwise, we are God. So ahamkara, this ahamkara, the Sanskrit word that says, is the pride or the ego. And upohita chaitanya, upohita covered chaitanya. The consciousness is already there in every human being. But it is covered by a pride, ego. But when we try to analyze this ego, we reach nowhere. As always I say, whenever we say I, we point our fingers on this body, but it's very difficult to say which body. The body that I was having as a baby, or as a young man, or as an elderly person, the body which is constantly changing, which body I am pointing to as I, the ego, aham. We cannot. The mind is also changing. We cannot. Then what is this I? Ultimately, we reach to that Vedantic, the truth, that I am that consciousness. And that consciousness is called Chaitanya, the Chetana. But this is superimposed, covered by something which is ego, which is not there. But we are just superimposing that, and that is called Jiva. And what is God? Again, Maya Upahita Chaitanya. The Chaitanya, again the consciousness, but that is covered by the Maya. Maya, if the sum total of the power of God, which is delusive, they are binding, etc. So this is called, one is Maya Upahita, covered by Maya, another is covered by ego. Now, if we remove the Maya and the ego, then what remains? In Jiva, in the individual, and also the Ishvara, the sum total, both are consciousness. So, I am God. I and my Father in heaven are one, as the Lord Jesus said. So, by that way, Aham Brahmasmi, as the rishis of the old they said, that that is the way we can understand. So Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna pointed out that particular ego. But all these things, all the clashes, all the difficulties, everything is nothing but ego, which in reality is not there. So what is there? It is the consciousness present in every being. So I can say I am a conscious being. When I say I am a conscious being, I'm not egoistic, but I'm self-confident. What is that consciousness? The consciousness is the power of God, the Chetana, and it can do anything. And that is reflecting on my buddhi, on my intellect. So obviously, I too am very powerful. And I should not be worried about anything. But to know this, to realize this, to reach to this truth, to overcome the barrier of the pride which is separating me and God, we need a guru, a guide, a spiritual teacher. And so that listening to him, hearing to him, observing him, and following his instructions with a patience, slowly we can reach to the ultimate goal. If we hurry, if we think within few days, few months we will reach to that, I'm sorry, no one can help you, because that depends on your purity. Again, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said, when God grants him knowledge, him, that person who is striving, trying, grants him the knowledge. What is that knowledge? You are consciousness. The ego that you are expressing, I, in reality, it is nothing but consciousness. It is not the body, not the mind. It is always present, and that is the consciousness. And that knowledge, when he gives, the God gives, he reveals to the aspirant what is good and what is bad. So that is also there. Good and bad means the unselfishness is always good, selfishness is bad. Without knowing that, we cannot make any decision. I have to take the decision. Then when I am thinking, what shall I do? Which path should I follow? If I become selfish, I go on getting money, accumulate that, I myself enjoy, and I get everything and not sharing it with anyone. Sometimes the very rich people, I heard, they don't give the taxes. It's nothing much. Whatever they're earning, a little portion they should give. What happens to that? That tax money goes to for the development of the society again. That if the rich people who are supposed to give some taxes is not giving, so as a selfish person, he is saving, and naturally he is earning in million and billion, and his tax will also be a few hundred thousands. But he is saving that money, actually cheating the human society, and that is not good. So that way we have to understand. And he said that God gives good and bad both. The good and bad, when we are having, the God grants him that knowledge. One cannot teach men without the command of God. One cannot teach men without the command of God. That is the teach men means spirituality. Other things of this world they can teach, including the spiritual subjects that also can be taught. But when they are giving the instructions for the realization of God, only that person can give who has already realized it. So that's why he is telling, when God grants him, one cannot teach men without the command of God. After attaining knowledge, Shankaracharya retained the ego of knowledge. Now, when I am instructing someone, so obviously the ego will be there. I am instructing, I am saying, I am asking. So that I is there. Without that I, one cannot give anything. One cannot instruct. What will happen then? The Shankaracharya, he was instructing. Lord Buddha, he was instructing. Sri Ramakrishna, he was instructing. How it is possible? He said an ego of knowledge. That ego I am instructing, it is not that I, the ordinary people, thing associated with the body and mind, associated with this constantly changing world. No. That I goes to the knowledge. When the Lord Sri Krishna says, Sarva dharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam braja, give away all your responsibilities and duties and take refuge in me. He gives the call. What is this I? Sharanam Braja. I. Is this the Krishna with the flute? No. It is the pure consciousness, all pervading consciousness. Again and again he is giving the hint. Yo mam pashyati sarvatra. This mam means to me. The me is not that Krishna with the flute or Krishna with the cows or Krishna with the in the battlefield. No. That Krishna is the supreme God, all-pervasive consciousness. That consciousness manifesting, coming near us so that we can understand in the human form as a Krishna, as a Rama, as many other incarnations. So that Krishna, when he said, I, sarva dharman parityajya, give away all your responsibilities, all dharma, and come to me, mam ekam sharanam braja. Only me, that is the consciousness. The moment you translate it, that only Krishna, you become narrow-minded. You become a cult. You would say only Guru, and then all other gods and goddesses are false, and that becomes a problem again. That cannot be. It is not possible. As because he said, Sarvata pani padam tat, Sarvata okshishiro mukham, Sarvata srutiman loke, Sarvam abritta tishtati. Who is there in all heads, all eyes, everywhere, every being? Who is that? Again, that supreme being, the God. And who is saying this? Lord Krishna. If the Lord Krishna is everywhere, and the same Lord Krishna is come to me, and you only say that this is the Krishna with the flute, are you not making it finite? But he is infinite, he is everywhere. In every aspect he is there. So we have to understand things properly, otherwise we make the excellent teaching of the Supreme God very narrow, sectarian, and we divide the human beings. Oh, you don't come to my following the Krishna, then you are a sinner. Go away. You are thinking, but not the Krishna. Ye yatha mam prapadyante tam tathaiva bhajamaham. So we have to understand the scripture also properly. Those who are narrow-minded, it is better to avoid them because they have not understood it properly, and they cannot give the instructions. That is why Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna very clearly mentioning, one cannot teach men without the command of God. These people who are narrow-minded, they always become very selfish, very egoistic. All those bad qualities that has been listed in the scripture are present in them. But they think that they are the gurus. And they always try, and the way they say that mesmerize a group of people, and they follow, and they become a cult, a narrow sectarian group. And that never helps those who are practicing, and neither the humanity at large. That is why one should be very, very careful. About the other things, it is okay. The politics, the economy, the sociology, and different science. The one person is telling this is the truth about the science, and you are following that. That is okay. But about the religion, you cannot be narrow minded because the God is everywhere. And sometimes, as a Jesus, he says, that I am the path, I am the way. But it is not the Jesus of Nazareth. It is that supreme consciousness who is all pervading. The moment you translate, understand the statement of the Lord in a narrow way, it is not only your fault, but it is unfortunate for the human society also. The Lord is everywhere, and that is why we have to understand every other thing, all other thing may be narrow, sectarian, and one person leading, that's okay. But only God, religion, no, no, no. Religion is all pervasive love. Religion is unselfishness. Religion cannot be narrow sectarian thing. So now the 21st century, we are going to the Mars, we are going to the moon. And won't we understand that? At least this little understanding is necessary. We cannot become narrow. We have to be broad-minded. I choose this path, this type of system that goes good with me, okay. But if someone else is not liking that, it doesn't matter for me. He goes in his own way. Whether he is going to heaven or to hell, what that to me? Let me go in my own way. One cannot teach men without command of God. After attaining knowledge, Shankara retained the ego of knowledge in order to teach mankind. But to lecture without realizing God, what good will that do? What good will that do? Without realizing God, if someone is saying something that destroy the society, then obviously it's more destructive way. And the people, those who are following you, your words, what happened to them? They cannot reach to that love which is God. They cannot develop unselfishness which is God. You have guided them wrongly. So one guru, one teacher should understand, am I taking my followers to a broader path, to love everyone, to explain that God has created this world and He has made different type of people, different languages, different culture. So I am satisfied with my culture, with my language, with my understanding, but I am not going to criticize or to do any harm if that somebody else is not following. That is not my business. So that is called the interfaith understanding, interreligious understanding. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he is mentioning, the instruction of a man who has not seen God does not produce the right effect. Then the doctor and they were discussing, and it was, Master, I am unlettered, and yet educated people come here. How amazing! You must admit that it is the play of God. This play of God, how to make people understand that God is there? Some miracle is necessary. Otherwise, people don't understand. There's also another weakness of the human mind. Something which is happening which I cannot explain, and immediately I take it that it is the power of God and He is doing it. Now I am sitting over here in Chicago in my office room, ashrama, And now you are listening it all from all over the world. In 50 years before, 100 years before, it was a miracle. Now the science has solved that, and it has become so natural, so normal. Those who are working over here, the Indians, boys and girls, I heard that they will be talking with their parents almost every day on Zoom or in like this. And the parents also feel that I can see my daughter, I can see my son, I can see their family, where they live, what they do, how they eat, everything. So as if I am there. They are not worried about them. And the children also, those who are here, because of the economical condition, socio-economical condition has changed. The people cannot be in one place, they are going out. They are everywhere. This is a very good effect. People are understanding each other. Different linguistic, cultural groups, they are mixing together. And these children, they are also talking to their parents. Is it not miracle? Of course, miracle. Science has solved it. It is possible by harnessing all the techniques that is already there in the nature. But that has nothing to do with the spirituality. Spirituality, friends, we have to remember, it is not that you are not here, but I have seen you. That is not the spirituality. That is possible, miracle. Sri Ramakrishna hinting that look at me. I am not that way educated at all. And I don't have any social status. I am a very humble priest of a Kali temple in Dakshineshwar, that's all. My parents are not rich. I am not educated. I don't have any social status. And whatever little thing that I do, only I worship Goddess Kali. But look at this. The great people there, so many people are there. They were there at the time of Sri Ramakrishna. They used to worship that same Goddess Kali. But why people are coming to Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna? Something new in him. Is that people are attracted to him, all educated people, egoistic people, rich people, aristocratic people, they all used to come to Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. So what is that attraction? Love. Because the genuine love that was generating from him, the genuine unselfishness, which is the basis of that love, that attracted people. He is completely different. And that Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna indicating, look at it. How he will explain it? That means you have to accept that there is God, and when that power of God manifests, people are attracted, they are bound to be there. They cannot refuse it because it is the attraction of love. It was 9 o'clock in the evening. The doctor had been sitting there since 6 o'clock, 3 hours. That busy doctor, he was sitting over there watching all these things. Girish to the doctor, well, sir, does it ever happen to you that though you do not intend to come here, you are drawn as if by a subtle force? I feel that way. That is why I am asking you. That is when you become purified, you get a call from God. God is pure. What is the purification? What is the purity? Unselfishness. When a man becomes unselfish, broad-minded, he tries to help everyone, try to pray for everyone. He is not narrow, sectarian. He gets the real call of God, genuine call of God. And he goes over there. And that Girish Chandra Ghosh, he is mentioning, see, I am feeling that call as if somebody is dragging me. I am coming here that way because Girish's mind was becoming purified. So when I have seen devotees, even when the weather is very bad, even then they come. They'll be driving almost 1 hour to reach over here to listen a talk for 1 hour. Then little bit of discussion, little bit of chit-chatting with the other devotees, and sitting in our prayer hall and praying to God, looking at the picture of the God. What are the signs? Why they are doing like that? Because their mind is becoming purified. Sattva guna, that the good quality is rising. So that is the reason when Lord Krishna, he was mentioning this to Uddhava, his follower and friend. Then with Uddhava asked, when the Lord said, Uddhava, increase your the sattva guna. Then he asked, sir, how I will know that I am increasing my sattva guna? The Lord Krishna said that when you will feel an attraction to listen to about God, when you will feel attraction to visit the temple, holy places, when you will feel to chant my name, know for sure your sattva guna is rising. So I tell our devotees and to myself too, that to some extent we have raised our sattva guna. Now look around how people are surviving. They are highly intelligent people, rich people. They are influential people, educated people, well-established people in the society. But they're away from God. They don't like to listen about God. A very handful, they are coming. So we should think ourselves blessed that God has chosen us. So that is the way, if we think, then only we'll be able to continue our journey. And because it needs a lot of patience. So yes, we are increasing our sattva guna. I truly like those names. I like to repeat those names. I like to hear about that. And when you are developing that, you will notice all around you, in the beginning, your friends and relatives, they will be criticizing you, joking with you, making fun. But afterwards, they will stand over there to appreciate you. But that proves the power of God is much more than anything else. And doctor said after hearing Girish, I don't know whether I feel that, but the heart alone knows the promptings of the heart. To Sri Ramakrishna, besides, there is not much use in speaking about it. So Sri Ramakrishna, he is full of love. So obviously, the doctor mentioned, I can feel that, so I am coming. In our daily experience also we feel if someone is liking me, loving me, caring about me, naturally I like to go to him or her. But there is someone who understands me, who likes me, etc. The expression of love, that is the purity. But love without any agenda. I will show love, attract them, and then they are rich people, I will get a lot of money from them. No. If that is there, sorry, that is not religion. That is business. But the religious love is completely different. They like to see they are happy. They like to see them healthy, successful. But they don't belong to him. No connection. But still they like it. So that is the spirituality. October 24, 1885, Master Mahasaya now recording. It was about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Sri Ramakrishna was seated on the second floor of the house at Shampukur. The Shampukur, that particular house, I have seen that, visited that house. Now the Ramakrishna mission has adopted that, and it is now ashrama of the Ramakrishna mission. Our monks are there. Everything is maintained as it was at the time of Sri Ramakrishna. In the moment we enter into that, nothing changed. We can enter at the time of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. That is the beauty. The people that change, the Dakshinesha is a unique place. There, I always say, that was the laboratory. How a man is just transforming to God. That is the laboratory. 12 long years, a great saint, the Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, when he was only a very young man, he was going on praying. People could see. We have heard about Sri Ramachandra, an avatar, but we have not seen how Ramachandra was practicing spirituality. We have not seen Sri Krishna practicing, but we can see Sri Ramakrishna. Only modern age, hardly 100, 150 years before. And all those places are still there. And when we entered into that, that is called pilgrimage. Pilgrimage doesn't mean that you go to that place without knowing anything about that place. Then you were a tourist, just going to a ruins or this place or that place and just taking some photograph for your remembrance, that's all. But to spiritual benefit, we go to holy places. That's called pilgrimage. And how we can get the benefit of that, visiting of the holy places? The pilgrimage means you have to know the history of that place. What happened over there? Who are the people, holy people lived over there? How they've transformed from the ordinary state to a supreme spiritual state. When we go over there, in every step we remember, this happened over here, that happened over there. This Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna used to sit over here. He used to use this bed. He used to stand over here to see the Ganga. And wonderful description that the Master Mahashaya has given in every pages. How he is sitting, in which the direction the Ganga is flowing, and the outside also how is the weather, who are the people present over there, the evening, the morning, the daytime, each and every graphic description. Why? So that we can meditate on that. And when you meditate, even if you are not physically visiting that place, every day mentally you can visit that place. That will be a pilgrimage, and you get the spiritual benefit of that pilgrimage by mentally visiting those holy places also. So when he is mentioning to you about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, Sri Ramakrishna was seated on the second floor of the house of the Shampukur. Dr. Sharkar, Narendra, Mahimacharan, Aim, other devotees were in the room. Aim means the Master Mahashaya himself. Sometimes he refers as Aim, sometimes as Master, sometimes as a devotee. So he was trying to hide himself, so that is Aim. And the other devotees were in the room. Referring to the homeopathic system of medicine, the Master said to Dr. Sharkar, this treatment of yours is very good. Dr. Sharkar, though he was allopathic, his background was allopathic doctor, but he used to practice homeopathy. Why? At that time, homeopathy still is very popular. Even then, that time, many great doctors used to practice that. I met long before that one doctor. She was the doctor of our President of India one time. There's the panels of doctors are there. He too was there. Though he was an MBBS, but he used to practice homeopathy. So like that, there are doctors who do that. They think this homeopathy, it takes time, but it cures from the root. Sri Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna appreciated that, and as because it is a very mild, you do not know that actually you are taking the medicine, so it becomes very, even the patients, they like it. Then the doctor was talking about the homeopathy. The physician has to check up the symptoms of the disease with the medical book. It is like the Western music. The singer follows the score. He was he was happy. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna liked it. And this conversation is going on. And when they were talking about how the nerve system they work, the Mahimacharan, he started describing the kundalini. This is another, particularly the tantrikas and the yogis, they talk about that kundalini that should awaken. And they think, of course, they realized that a power, latent power, is there at the end of our spinal cord. And that is called Kula Kundalini. That is the root power, root of all power, Shakti. Now it rising up, and it says there is a hole all through our spinal cord. Straightway it comes to the top of the head. And when it is coming like that, a man, one after another realization he gets. There are first 3 stages that after that it crosses, it comes to the heart, then to the throat, then in between the 2 eyebrow, then on the top of the head. So by that way it goes. So he was mentioning that. Dr. Sharkar, he took it very simply. Okay, that is also good. Your Shiva examined man when only he was maturity, but he was talking like that. These are the discussions. It went on. Now, why do his, meaning the master's words, go straight to our heart? Now, the doctor is mentioning here, though I studied the Western medicine, but I am using the homeopathy, it is better to know different type of treatments and different type of medicines. Homeopathy, they know everything about the human body, and particularly the nerve systems, which is controlling the whole body. So they try to solve through that. Other doctors, they are also using in a different mode. That is good. And one should know different type of treatments. That is the idea doctor mentioning here. I'm not going through all the lines. And then he is giving the reference to Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna saying, why do his, meaning the Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, words go straight to our heart? He has experienced the truth of different religions. He has experienced the truth of different religions. He himself has practiced the discipline of the Hindu, Christian, Musalman, Shakta, Vaishnava, all religions. The bees can make good honey only if they gather nectar from different flowers. The Dr. Sharkar, though he is mentioning that it is better to know different paths, then only it is possible for one to understand everything clearly. I know only one path and I stick to that. I deny all other paths. That is not good. It is true. It is true. Sometimes there's some doctors who are trained in the Western way. They don't like to believe that particularly the tribals, how they used to survive. They never knew those things, but they knew at different type of on different diseases, different type of leaves, and sometimes the earth, sometimes the water, sometimes the fire, sometimes the honey. So that helps a lot. And they were surviving by that way. They cured their own patients also. So that all of this, suppose you know all that, then you can conclude which will be the best path for you. That is the idea. So Dr. Sharkar indirectly he is mentioning one should not be narrow-minded. And Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna also, from the spiritual point of view, he is also mentioning one should not be narrow-minded. Those narrow-minded, as in the beginning I was discussing, they do not know much, but they are so egoistic, they think they know everything. And all other people in the world, they doesn't know anything of it. This is so bad. So that is the problem. There's sometimes people, they behave in a so peculiar way. Once I was a novice that time, a brahmachari. I was attached with the publication section of the Ramakrishna Mission, Advaita Ashrama in Calcutta. We used to go once in a year that to different national or international book fairs. We are the publishers, naturally. We used to take that opportunity. The monk will be there, and 2-3 brahmacharis, and 1 or 2 other staff also. We used to go. So once I went to Bombay, and there was almost a 1-month show and all that. After that, we are coming back. And in the train, the India, the highly thickly populated place, so obviously, though it is a reserved compartment, people are supposed to get their own seats. But in the morning time, when people are traveling, going to their offices and the places of work, and not much of the trains and the buses, so naturally, the train, they used to allow, well, in the daytime, people can come and stand or can sit if the seats are there. It was a very, very crowded compartment. But we were on one bench, one line, almost 4 or 5 of us. I noticed a lady belongs to a particular religious group. She was all alone, a young lady, and all others male folks. So I thought it is difficult for her to stand surrounded by so many males. So naturally a lady. So I talked to our people and said, make a room for her. So we squeezed and then asked that lady to come and sit. She noticed that I organized that and she sat. Then afterwards, she looked at me, seeing my dress and shaved head and all that. She understood that I'm a Hindu. So she told, sir, are you a Hindu? I told, yes. Then she told, oh, I am so sorry. Why? Then she told, I remember that. She told, oh, you will go to hell. I told, how come? I am going to hell. So look at it. So many people are here. Nobody thought about you. I helped you. And after doing this good work, I will go to hell. No, as because you are following a different religion, unless you follow our path, you will go to hell. All people will go to hell if they are not following our path. Look at the narrowness. Of course, I told, oh, ma'am, when you were converted, because she's an Indian, is it your father or grandfather? In India, all were Hindus. Then different type of influences came, they were converted. So from which generation you were converted? And they said, from my father got converted. And we are happy that we got. I said, okay. But then I said, it is good. The people like you who don't have any gratefulness, even after receiving help, you are not at all grateful to say thank you. And you people are going to the heaven, good that I am not going there. If the heaven is full with these ungrateful people, I don't like to go to heaven. Sarcastically, I told that. And in fact, in my personal belief, I don't like to go to heaven. I like to get the mukti, liberation. Heaven is again a place from where I have to come back. So, no. So, anyway, That is the narrowness. Can you imagine how it goes into the mind? So one should not become narrow. It not only destroys your own personal spiritual growth, it disturbs the society also. And as because your presence, your words, disturbing the other people, misguiding them, you are committing sin again. You are going on collecting all the sins, thinking that you are doing religion. Friends, we have to think about it. Each and every religion says that God is all pervasive, and God is only one and there is no two. If that is so, how God created us? From Himself. God created man out of His own image, isn't it? He thought and everything was created. Let there be light, and there was light. All this is in the Bible. So obviously, we have to understand if God is creating all that, we are not different. As because the geographical and social condition, we look different. Our skin color are different, languages are different, food habits are different, the clothes are different, but that doesn't mean we are different. Because within us there is love, there is sympathy, there is affection, there is everything. Everything. So we are common, we are all same, but we are following different paths. So what is there? We should not be narrow. Aim to Dr. Sharkar. He pointing to Mahimacharan. He studied science a great deal. The doctor smiling when he said that science, the doctor, still the ego is there, so he didn't accept it. He said, oh, which science? Do you mean Max Muller's Science and Religion? So that type of, the religion and science, science says this, religion says this. But the science means going into the depth. It's not that. Mahima to the master. You are ill, but what can, to the master means Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. You are ill, but what can the doctor do about it? When I heard of your illness, I thought that you were only going to pamper the doctor's pride. Mahimas believe that Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is God Himself. He is showing that body that he got that the disease only to give the importance to the doctors to give them some kind of blessings. So he is pointing that. And Mahima, from here we can understand, he was also not very happy with the statement of the Dr. Sharkar. Then the master, Sri Ramakrishna, pointing to Dr. Sarkar. But he is a very good physician. He is very learned too. The Sri Ramakrishna is managing, saying this. So a little bit of ego is working over here, but Sri Ramakrishna is trying to solve it. Then the Mahima, yes sir, he is a ship and we are only small boats. The Dr. Sharkar folded his hands in humility. Then Mahima, but here in the Master's presence we are all equal. Sri Ramakrishna asked Narendra, who became Vivekananda afterwards, to sing a song. Narendra sang many songs that day. The very first song was Tomarei koriyachi jibane dhrubotara. E সমুদ্রে আর কবু হব নাকো পথহারা. I have made thee, O Lord, the pole star of my life. No more shall I lose my way on the world's trackless sea. So this is a unique song indicating that one must have a chosen deity, a god or goddess, and a guide as guru. Otherwise, they think that they can meditate on this god or that goddess. No, it cannot help. When we learn our alphabets, when we are children learning alphabets, somebody is teaching us. A child sitting over there and looking at those alphabets cannot learn. There is someone pointing, this is A, this is called B. So, how these beautiful letters we use to indicate a particular thing. This is MOTHER, mother. Then the baby knows the mother, the child knows the mother, and now he knows not only pronouncing, but mother can have this. By that we learn. So we need a guru in every step. And when we are going to realize God, don't you think that you need a spiritual guidance? Of course, you must be careful to choose the spiritual guide. You must see that whether that person from whom you are going to take the initiation, spiritual guidance, whether he is having these two qualities or not. Is he unselfish? That is the first thing. Is he love people? And if he is having only this love for his kith and kin, he is having his family, and he is only doing a business, and he is serving somewhere, you be careful. So that is the way we have to understand. And the human life, it is a journey. It's a long, long journey, life after life. We are going on taking birth. So many times we have taken birth, in so many different places, in so many different forms, and times also. But journey is continuing. At this, particularly in this life, now we have understood that there is something which is called God. If we go over there, our journey will end. When we know that, when we hear that, we keep the God, accept the God as the star, pole star. It's called Dhruvotara. Dhruvotara, the particular star, it never changes its position. In the olden days, and particularly in the night, the captains of the ships, they used to make their decisions in which direction they will go by looking at that particular pole star. So that from there it has come the pole star, and we call in India the Dhruva Tara. Dhruva means sure; it never changes. There's a beautiful story about a person, a young man was there, Dhruva. He was the great devotee of the Lord Vishnu. But Dhruva means that never changes. Satya, Dhruva. Satya means that is there. The God never changes. God is eternal. The consciousness never changes. The consciousness which is also known as Brahman never changes. It is eternal. It has no beginning, no end. So we have to keep that in our journey. So many times, for so many reasons, we have taken birth, we never knew where actually we were going. We were satisfied by having some food, some clothing, some this and that, and we are all happy. I have a family, and then one day I die. And what for the life? Only for this? Where I am going to go? Again I collect some desires, and along with those desires I go, and I was happy with some small thing. Now at the time of death I think, oh, if I could get much more money, that way I am traveling, traveling and traveling. Ultimately I have come to this life where I have got three things: Manushvatva, Mumukshutva, Mahapurusha Samastraya. I have got this human birth. Then a desire to understand why I am taking birth again and again. What is my goal? And then I come to a person who says, Ananda is your ultimate goal. Whatever you do is only for happiness, the Ananda. So obviously, That is your goal. And when you are understanding that my goal is this, Madhusudhan Saraswati is a great scholar, Vedantic scholar. When he was explaining the Bhagavad Gita, and he's explained that there are many goals are there, but actually so many paths are there, but in reality it is only the Ananda. That is the ultimate thing. That is true. We eat, we go to visit a neighbor or a relative or a friend. We do anything and everything only for happiness, never to suffer. Sometimes maybe by mistake we do something happen, we suffer, that is different. But our intention always is to get the happiness. So what is the goal? Happiness. How to get the happiness? Now here comes the philosophy, the path. So Guru will say, happiness comes when you don't have any desire, ultimate happiness. The moment you are having any desire is fulfilled, you are happy, but after some time again another desire will crop up. Again you are struggling. Again you are going for to achieve that particular thing. Again you achieve that goal. You are satisfied. But again another desire comes. No end to it. It is like the waves of the ocean. It goes on coming one after another. We think this is the big, that in the ocean, the huge wave is coming. Oh, this may be the last one. No, it never ends. The desire also never ends. From our experience, we understand that. And when the Guru says, see, it is the desire that constantly beating you and asking you to go and go and go. You are going on chasing to be happy without knowing where is the ultimate happiness. So it is the Guru then. So Manushyattva is a human body, Mumukshutva, desire to reach the goal, that is happiness, and a good guide. That are the three things. Manushyattva, Mumukshutva, Mahapurusha Samastraya. What is that Mahapurusha? The Mahapurusha means God Himself. Maha is supreme. Purusha, the one who resides in the hearts. What resides in the heart is the consciousness. The supreme consciousness. That is called the Guru. Human gurus, they are only representatives. But the real Guru is God. But we choose that particular human being as a Guru who is helping others, loving others, caring others, praying for others. But in return, he needs nothing. His love and his unselfishness had made him so close to nearing to God. So this is called the pole. Sarva kamana shunya, sarva vasana mukta. This type of sentences in Sanskrit are there. You have to be free from all desire. The friends, we will stop over here and keeping our mind this thing that we must have to have a pole star. And my pole star must be this. Now it is Goddess Durga. The Durga, look at the hands of Goddess Durga, all 10 hands. That indicates is a Dashadika. She is everywhere. She is in every being. That the owl is there and the peacock is there, whole gamut of the birds. Rat is there, lion is there, present with the mother. That means the whole gamut of the animal kingdom. Reptiles is there, the snake. Plants are there by the side of the Ganesha, if you notice. They are, of course, sometimes they cover, but that is the plants. And that means in everything, that divine personality, which is nothing but mother. And what is mother? Love, unselfishness. So this is a beautiful time, wonderful time. We must have to fix that this is the goal. I must reach over there. In my life, I have chosen Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, Ma Sharadamani Devi. They are my pole star. We need a pole star and a guide. Thank you. We will discuss from here next day.
First question is from Vidyut Majumdar. He is asking, do not know about kundalini. My question is, how kundalini can be awakened?
See, with that is systems are there in the Tantra books. You can get the details, and nowadays you can search for the how to rise the Kundalini. I think there are a lot many books and references are there. Those who practice that, particularly the yogis and the tantrics, they have discussed about that. But in normal general sense, it is this: if you are calling on God, forgetting all other things, that primal power automatically rises. You need not to do anything else specially. But when the mind is completely dedicated to any god or goddess of your love, of your choice, then automatically that power comes up and takes you to your goal. That is called Kundalini Jagrat Avastha. Thank you.
Muralidharan is asking a long question. He is saying it is about Karma Yoga. Some say that if work is done without desire for result and surrendering the result to God, one will not have to experience the result of action. If so, one who beats another person escape from retaliation from the victim and the punishment from the court by surrendering the action to God.
No. No. That is a tricky question, though, but no. See, here we can say he will be punished, he will get it. Good, good, bad, bad, none can escape the law. Swami Vivekananda said. But what happens, that snake, a particular snake, Takshaka, that name, it went and bite that king, Parikshita, killed the Parikshita. Then the son of the Parikshita, Janmejaya, he organized the yajna, Sarpa Nidhana yajna, and he was not knowing the which snake, so obviously going on calling the name of all different species and varieties. Then ultimately came the name of the Takshaka. Takshaka knew it. So he ran to Lord Vishnu and he took shelter. Said, I did that because of the Brahmana asked me to do. I cannot deny that. That is also there. And at the same time, I am going to die because of the mantra Shakti. So he was at the feet of the Lord Vishnu. Vishnu saved him. That story is also there. If someone has done something mistake and not willingly, but some accidental, then goes and pray to God that I did a mistake, not I never wanted that to do, but somehow by mistake it has been done. So I am sorry. His punishment will be there, but punishment will be lessened. So karma phala, it is there. And if someone is doing something, say normal work, and particularly helping others, suppose in the some project that you are doing, after in the office and then you complete that, won't you take the salary or any other benefits that is associated with that project? Of course you should take. But suppose you are not being appreciated by your authority, don't lose your heart. That is the idea. The karma phala, whatever karma that we are doing everywhere, we should be careful. Now, a father and mother raising a family. Now they are taking so much care for the children to grow up. And after the children grew up, then what happens to them? They are grabbing to the children, nah, you should serve me and you should not go anywhere and you should be with us as because we are becoming old, you should serve me now in return. No, that should not be. So they say, no, our duty we have done, now it is up to you. We have given you proper education and give good things to the society, don't do anything wrong. So the moral values and the education, everything that we have given to you, be a good member of the human society. Those parents, they are submitting their karma phala at the feet of the God, saying, as a householder, whatever I am supposed to do, I have done. Now I want your blessing. They will get the blessings. And nothing escapes from the attention of the God. You know? That is why our Jagannatha, have you seen the Jagannatha picture? There's two big eyes without the eyelids, constantly watching and observing each and every action. Do good things, do whatever, and offer it at the feet of God. Know for sure good will happen. But doing bad, if you are trying to give it to God, no. And it says, remember, whatever you offer to God, 10 times He will give back. If you give the bad work, the bad result 10 times will come to you. So be careful. Karma phala is not a matter of just joke. It is true. Because of the karma phala, all these things are happening. So we must be careful about our karma phala. Thank you.
Somin Das is asking, does God listen? How will I know that God is listening?
See, the many times when we are praying and going on praying, suddenly and something happened that whatever I wanted, the prayer, it is fulfilled. At that time I forget that I was praying to God, maybe God has arranged it. God is listening to your prayer, but there are many, many other things are also there, because some other karma phala that I have already done, so those karma phalas I must have to suffer or enjoy. The God is not going to intervene in that, but He gives that listening. Suppose you are going to suffer a lot. If you are going on praying to God, those things will be lessened. As Ma Sharadamani Devi said, you were supposed to be amputed because of a bad thing that you have done. Instead, you will have something that pinch in your leg and that's swollen, and someday you are having some trouble with your leg. That much. Because you prayed to God and you prayed for His forgiveness, the God forgives. But we don't understand that, and we think, oh, what I prayed, even there is a needle that comes into my and then pricked into my leg, it hurts me. But you were supposed to be amputated, you know. God listens and prayer is listened. And if I am not praying to hurt others, that will be answered sure. So have faith. Have faith. Thank you. Okay, friends, now let us conclude over here with this mantra. Niranjanam nityam anantarupam bhaktanukampa dhrita vigraham vai Ishavataram paramishamidyam tam Ramakrishnam shirasa namamaha. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.